is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. Prison. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more.
Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. To my head. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head. Pounding, pounding, pounding. Pounded no stop. Let it rock. Sounds keep pounding a rhythm to my head.
Now, before we get started with this evening's entertainment, we like to call on our ancestors and pay homage for strength and guidance.
Teach, brother, teach.
Yeah. Queen Mother Moore, Ashe. Queen Nefertiti, Ashe. Harriet Tubman, Ashe. You can say Ashe. Don't be afraid to say Ashe. All right. Sojourner Truth, Ashe. Betty Shabazz, Ashe. Isis, Malcolm X, Ashe. Now call out your ancestors.
Oh, now we ain't got all night.
All right. Yeah, Ashe. I heard you, sister. Ashe. Now, to all our ancestors, known and unknown, who would like to be amongst us at this present time, feel free to join us in this spiritual event of edutainment. Ashe. Ashe. All right now. Ashe. Ashe.
Party people, can yo get funky? Suicidal folks, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me.
It's the short shot. Say Planet Rock. It's the short shot.
Ask permission of my elders to speak.
Permission granted.
Blow your horn.
Warning. This show contains ideas, thoughts, and concepts that are striving to express the supreme truth. Any further listening or investigation will result in that individual having to surrender the excuse of ignorance. Home of the extraterrestrial brother and sister. Ho! Truth is like a double-edged sword. Cuts on both sides.
Well, all right.
Ow.
Make mine people. I want my funk cut. Make my funk the people, y'all.
Back on my bullshit. 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 Back on
Oh yeah, Planet Rock, Ghetto Philosopher, back up in your area, one more again. Hey yo, what go on, party people, man? This your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 7 joint. We about to blast off in the Ghetto Lounge starship and cruise 93,000 miles above your consciousness. Of course, this is your El Capitan of your Ghetto Lounge starship. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fasten your seatbelts, buckle in for a smooth, bumpy ass ride. You know how we do it over here in the Ghetto Lounge starship, man. We about to, like I said, we about to blast off and get it crack-a-lacking over here. Our subject tonight loosely is going to be, man, I've been vacillating back and forth with, you know, a couple of different topics or whatnot. You know, so many things to talk about. So I guess I'll try to narrow myself down to subliminal suggestions / spiritual enslavement. Dig me, if that makes any sense to y'all out there. This your multi-dimensional interplanetary galactic DJ, your war correspondent, your funk doctor, your funk renegade, your in-house griot. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do it all over here in the Ghetto Lounge, man. Trying to write y'all medicinal musical prescription for your mental sickness out there. You know how we do it over here in the Ghetto Lounge, man. Like I said, y'all fasten your seatbelt, sit on down, chill out. I'm driving, I'll get you home safely. Don't be scared. You feel me? Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock. We about to blast off. Yeah. What?
More. You ain't got nothing to say, then hush more. Put your finger to your mouth and shush, boy. Nigga wanna go to war, get crushed, boy. Get thrown under a bus, boy. And then clean up the mess like a bus, boy. I'm on a level that you niggas can't touch, or get your clutches on. What you want, boy? Step your game up, rap your name up. Is you a gangster or entertainer? You get no love, now do some more drugs. Crack your eggshell and mess your brain up. Crack your jack, rapping ass niggas. Put your mouth on the gun, then pull the trigger. Make it feel like a 10.0 on the Richter. When I make the whole planet rock.
Planet Rock, pumping 360 degrees of knowledge, 365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.
Crack, nigga, act like you don't know about that, nigga. What you thought I would cut you some slack, nigga? I eat MCs like snacks, nigga. Who wanna be the first to get defeated? Your energy depleted, make you niggas sleep in hearses. All you gotta do is be on Earth when I turn up the beat. You can see me murk niggas, it's real life. I will extinguish your little life. Rap, nigga, it's a rap, niggas. Where you at with it? There's no defense for this attack, niggas. Bum rush the game, don't care who you are or what's your name. Fuck the fame, I'ma bust your brain with the microphone. You drop when I make the whole planet rock. I'm giving you deadly injections, a steady flow, and it goes straight to your head if you let it. The pressure will put you to rest. It's my pleasure. Now let me get back to the lecture. I rock like Grand Canyon. Chicks saying I'm a dime piece and a stallion. Yoking nigga up by the chain and medallion. Give him a dirty bird and land a falcon. 33 burn all across your mouth, nigga. What you want? Don't come out your house as if hip hop is dead. Then for that you get credit, and I'ma revive it as you get beheaded. My flow explosive. I give it to a nigga that's so repulsive, but whoever closest. Turn them into unholy ghosts in shop while I make the whole planet rock.
Jamaica stand up. So capital. Cure again. Find me up in Kingston, put me on your radar. I'll be up there hustling, getting to the paper. Come to my neighborhood, be on your best behavior. You don't want to test me, put the G in the gangster. Original manga, I can rearrange ya.
Come again, come again.
Jamaica, stand up. To all root boys in the capital. Cure again. Find me up in Kingston, put me on your radar. I'll be up there hustling, getting to the paper. Come to my neighborhood, be on your best behavior. You don't want to test me, put the G in the gangster. Original manga, I can rearrange ya. Even you want it, now run into the danger. I on the black bitch, making like a stranger. Boy, I'm a major. Speakers, see me on the video, cleaner than a preacher. Turn to pay-per-view, fight night, I'm the feature. You give me respect in return, I'm a treacher. You tell my reacher, message I'm a teacher. That we go hard, we have no time for the leisure. Music we be smuggling in a room for the seizure. Pass me a wristler.
Well, here I am now, I'm gonna stand my ground. I've come to take what's mine, ain't no backing down. Here I am now, I'm gonna stand my ground. I've come to take what's mine, ain't no backing down. They wanna be the general, bad like this, general, wicked like this, general, rough like this, general. They wanna be the general. Which man are they? General. Which man are they?
A transmission is being sent to you from the star system Sirius B. Denial and refusal to accept the truth will result in your annihilation. Activation of your pineal gland will be essential in counteracting annihilation. We have come to awaken you from your 500-year slumber. If you do not awaken, detoxify your melanin, and activate your pineal gland, your genetic material will become the property of the others. End of transmission.
Well, him go up in a shanty town, sink house where him lay down on the ground. He go asleep at night time, no electricity, buckle torch and candlelight, moonlight. Could I mean a man lose him life? To survive him have to live by the gun and the knife. Even the eyes pick, boy fool himself and get involved in a politics. And now them have him caught up with them funny tricks. Give him 2 bag of gun, him share out with the clique. Them control him, but him control the whole entire district. Well, here we go again, the general, I make them bust them gun again. Beer blood, I shed again, but who's gonna save the youth? Well, here I am now, I'm gonna stand
stand my ground. I've come to take what's mine, ain't no backing down. Here I am now, I'm gonna stand my ground. I've come to take what's mine, ain't no backing down. They wanna be the bad like this, wicked like this, rough like this. They wanna be the which man are they? Wanna be the general. Only forget to use, living desperate and destitute, can't go to school. Cause them can't afford the khaki suit, a hot meal at night before them go to bed and sleep. So them go out and road with them big gun and go creep. Cause they got to eat, hungry belly have to feed. Mama not them woman that they gone out go breed. It's a problem, so the youth them have been solve them. Open up your eyes and face the problem.
Once you're outside of your mind, once you're driven away from your culture, you go for the okie doke. You go for all kinds of okie doke. You have young, vibrant young people sitting in nudie bars, and you have your young daughters grinding on floors to dance hall rhythms. You have all kinds of strange stuff going on whenever someone controls the total communication package that is socializing your youth. So pimp juice is just a result of that. And chemical warfare becomes easier when we are outside our mind.
Word appears as a pillar of flame out of the darkness is the Son of God, born of the mystery of the mind, The name of the word is reason. Reason is the offspring of thought, and reason shall divide the light. from the darkness, and establish truth in the midst of the waters.
You say you're not just me, but me not just a neither. No, you say man a wicked, but you man a Delilah. Oh, she say she not just me, but me not just a neither.
Bad man, son.
Everybody get mad now.
Something where you wearing a clothes and a letter where you sit down right and compose. Don't talk, I mean, I say no more case close. But the bar fi see your son brains are exposed. We have the wrong set of money and disclose. And I think they are free life dispose. Like dunk in a cafe with reach and roll. Don't a short island for your permanent dose. But this and something where you wearing a clothes and a letter where you sit down right and compose. Don't talk, I mean, I say no more case close. But the bar fi see your son brains are exposed. We have the wrong set of money and disclose. And I think they are free life dispose. Like dunk in a cafe with reach and roll. Don't a short island for your permanent dose.
Everybody get mad now. Everybody get mad now. Everybody get mad now.
Yep, good to go.
Attack.
Numa crew represent.
Tell the girl them this. Tick tick. Brace the one on the wall. Tick tick. Brace the one on the wall. Tick tick. Brace the one on the wall. Hey, Numa crew them set. Anyway the girl them see me them one body. We say me alone a power them one body. Them see me na the dance them one body. Numa crew tell us say anyway the girl them spot me them one hook. Me go tell them me go page out the our book. Girl a bubble and a brace it for me. Numa crew send this up in our belly. Me say up in our belly. Up in our belly. Me say stop. Up in our belly. Up in our belly, not the girl them belly. Up in our belly. Me say stop. So me say stop. So when me force it all up in the. Watch she crawl up in the. Babe she crawl up in the. Back she want grab up in the. So when she open the garage up, like a Nokia, the kaki I go charge up. Me tell her if you go bring her mataraj up. Get that a nuki plus stocks and parage up. Numa crew say anybody girl them see me them one body. Me say me alone a par them one body. Them see me not the star them one body. Numa crew say anybody girl them spot me them one hook. Me go tell them me go page out the our book. Stick pass our man when him nah look. Numa crew send me up in our belly. Up in our belly. Up in our belly. Me say stop that. Up in our belly. Up in our belly. Up in our belly. Me say stop. Cause no, I said could never be a cat. No, I said nah punch and nah flat. No, I said nah go turn panty teeth and eat and I need so me nah go do that. No, I said nah say no to hook me stick to girl like on we stick to book me but up girl what? You know what? I said, mama tell them I said.
Me guy them jam, me no care. Me take it anytime anywhere. Me not be scared, so me no fear. And as a woman, I will be there. Me want a girl me can't wipe on me. Me want a girl me can't take care of me. Let me feel it. Oh, me have to really squeeze it. Girl, me want to roll ya. Put me arms right around ya. Girl, you give me the tightest one me ever get in my life. Girl, me just want to squeeze ya. Put the things all around ya. Girl, you give me the tightest one me ever get in my life. Oh Lord, like a fast bike on the road, rum. Your body got a shape, boom. Me never go back up, come. Me never feel like that, come. Me have the control. I'm out my she wants it and soul. She said more and more and still she grow. And still me multiply more than one fi just one ya. Yeah, me just want to squeeze ya. Oh Lord, when the things are around ya. Yeah, me just want to one ya.
Brother Malcolm, this is Talib. Sorry to disturb you in the ancestral realm, but I had to call and clear up a few things for the people down here. We seem to be confused about a few things. There's some people that feel as though we've made progress as a people. Do you feel as though we've made progress as a people, Brother Malcolm?
No. I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress.
True.
Progress is healing the wound that the blow made.
Word.
And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less try and heal the wound.
Right. True.
They won't even admit the knife is there. The knife is there.
Post that, Brother Malcolm. Post that, Brother Malcolm. Post that, Brother Malcolm. Post that, Brother Malcolm.
In town. In town. In town. Something in the way of things. Something that will quit and won't start. Something you know but can't stand, can't know, get along with. Like death. Riding on top of the car, peering through the windshield for its cue. Something entirely fictitious and true that creeps across your path, hallowing your evil ways. Like they were yourself, passing yourself, not smiling. The dead guy you saw me talking to is your boss. I tried to put a spell on him, but his spirit is illiterate. I know things you know and nothing you don't know. Except I saw something in the way of things, something grinning at me, and I wanted to know, was it funny? Was it so funny? It followed me down the street, greeting everybody like the good humor man, and they got to taste of good humor with no ice cream. It was like that. Me talking across people into the houses and not seeing the beings crowding around me with ice picks. You could see them. But they looked like important Negroes on the way to your funeral. They looked like important jigaboos on the way to your auction. They let them chant the numbers and use an ivory pointer to count your teeth. Remember Step and Fetch It? Remember Step and Fetch It, how we laughed, knowing it was Sunday school images giving flesh and jiggling with the ice pick high over his head. Made you laugh anyway. I can see something in the way of ourselves. I can see something in the way of ourselves. That's why I say the things I do. You know it, but it's something else to you. Like that job. This morning, when you got there, it was quiet, and the machines were yearning soft behind you, yearning for that nigga to come and give up his life. Standing there being dissed and broke and troubled. My mistake is I kept saying, that was proof God didn't exist. And you told me, nah, it was proof that the devil do. But still, it's like I see something, I hear things. I saw words in the white boy's lying rag, said you was gonna die poor and frustrated, that them dreams walk with you across town, you're gonna die from overwork. That the garbage on the street is telling you you ain't shit, and you almost believe it. Broken, mistaken all the time. You know some of the words, but they ain't the right ones. Your cable back on, but ain't nothing you can see. But I see something in the way of things. Something make us stumble. Something get us drunk from noise and addicted to sadness. I see something and feel something stalking us like an ugly thing floating at our back, calling us names. You see it and hear it too. But you say it got a right to exist just like you. And if God made it, but then we got to argue. And the light gonna come down around us, even though we remember where the bank is. Remember the Negro squinting at us through the cage. You see what I see too. Smile that ain't a smile, but teeth flying against our necks. You see something too, but can't call his name. Ain't it too bad y'all said? Ain't it too bad, such a nice boy, always kind to his mother, always say good morning to everybody on his way to work. But that last time, before he got locked up and hurt, real bad, I seen him walking toward his house and he wasn't smiling and he didn't even say hello. But I knew he'd seen something in the way of things, and it worked on him like it doing will, and he kept marching faster and faster away from us and never even muttered a word. Then the next day, he was gone. You want to know what? You want to know what I'm talking about, saying I seen something in the way of things, and how the boy's face looked that day just before they took him away. There is in that face, and remember all them other faces. In all the many places you've seen him, or the sister with his child wandering up the street. Remember what you've seen in your own mirror and didn't for a second recognize the face, your own face, straining to get out from behind the glass. Open your mouth like you was gonna say something. Close your eyes and remember what you saw and what it made you feel like. Now, don't you see something else? Something cold and ugly. Not invisible, but blended with the shadow crisscrossing the old man squatting by the drugstore at the corner with his head resting uneasily on his folded arms. And the boy that smiled and the girl he went with. And in my eyes too, a waving craziness splitting them into the jet stream of a blackbird, his ass on fire. Or the solemn notness of where we go to know we're gonna be happy. I seen something. I seen something. And you seen it too. You seen it too. You just can't call us name.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change.
Turn me up a little bit. Haha. What you know about it? What you know about it?
I said it hip hop, the hip it, to hip hop, and you don't stop. I rock on, baby, bubba to the boogie, to bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, to beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm a rapping to the beat. It's just me, the groove, and my squad. We gon' try to move your feet. See, I am the Dr. Spot, and I like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up jump, the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Now so far, you heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next door, the mic is my man E. Come on, E, sing that song.
Well, I'm imp the dip, the ladies pimp, the women's fight for my delight, cause I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shock the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside and to the front, and you do the freak spank and you do the bump, and when the sucker MCs try to prove a point, the trust is trio, and with a serious joint, and from sun to sun, and from day to day, I sit back and write a brand new rhyme, because they say that miracles never cease. I created a devastating masterpiece. I'm gonna rock the mic so you can't resist. Everybody, I said it goes like this. See, I was coming home late one dark afternoon. Reporter stopped me for an interview. She said she heard stories and she heard favorites. Like the missus on the mic and the turntables. This young reporter I did adore. Start rocking through this rhyme like I never did before. She said, damn fly guy, I'm in love with you. Said the Casanova legend must have been true. I said, by the way, baby, what's your name? She said, I go by the name of Lois Lane, and you can be my boyfriend. You truly can. Just let me put my boyfriend called Superman. I said, he's a fairy, I do suppose, flying through the air and pantyhose. He may be very sexy or even cute, but he looked like a sucker in a blue and red suit. I said, I need a man who got finesse and his whole name across his chest. He may be able to fly all through the night, but he can't rock a party through the early light. He can't satisfy you with his little worm, but I can bust you out with my super strong. I go do it, I go do it, I go do it, do it, do it. And I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm Big Bad E, and I'm everywhere. So just throw your hands up in the air and party hard like you just don't care. Just do it, and don't stop, y'all. I take a top, y'all, and you don't stop. It goes hotel, motel. What you gonna do today? I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get some stick and drive off in the death OJ. Everybody go hotel, motel, holiday inn. I say if your girl start acting up, then you take her friend. I say skip, die. What can I say? I can't fit them all inside my old days, so I just take half and bust them out. Leave the rest of Master D so he can shock the house.
Well, I'm the M-A-S, the T-E-R, I G with the double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call Keith Murray. Well, my name is known all over the world by all the foxy ladies and the pretty girls. I'm going down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and you're feeling the lows. The beat start getting into your soul. You start snapping your fingers and stomping your feet and moving your body to the short shot beat. And get damn, you start doing the freak. I mean damn, right out of your seat and then you throw your hands high in the air. You're rocking to the beat and shake your derriere. You're rocking to the beat without the care, cause the short shot MC for the event. Now I'm not as tall as the rest of the gang, but I rap to the beat just the same. I got a slim face and a pair of brown eyes. All I'm here to do, ladies, is hypnotize. To the own and the own and own it, own. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I said the own and the own and own it, own. Like a hot butter pop, the pop, the pop. If pop, the pop, you don't dare stop. Come alive, y'all, and give me what you got. I guess by now that you can take a hunch and find that I am the baby of the bunch, but that's okay. I still keep it straight, cause all I'm here to do is wiggle your behind and sing it on and the own it, own it, own. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I said the own and the own it, own it, own. Rock, y'all. I'll get on the floor. I'm gonna freak your head, I'm gonna freak you there. I'm gonna freak you out of this atmosphere, cause I'm one of a kind. I shock your mind, I put the jiggity in your behind. I said a 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, girl, I'll get on the floor. I'm coming live, y'all. I'll give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you rock. I said a 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me rock the spot, what are you waiting for?
I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip it, the hip hopper. You don't stop, I'm rocking to the bang bang. Boogie say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Let's give it a we rock, a Scooby Doo. Guess what?
America, we love you. Cause you rock and you roll with us so much so. You can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't need to brag, I don't need to boast. But Def Squad's like butter on your breakfast toast. Now rock it out. A baby bubba. A baby bubba to the boogie, the bang bang, the boogie to the beat. Beat is so unique. Come on, everybody, let's dance to the beat. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food was just no good? I said the macaroni sour, the peas all mushed, and the chicken tastes like wood. I said you try to play it off like you're thinking you can't buy, saying that you're full. And then your friend says, Mom, he just being polite. He ain't finished, that's bull. Say your heart start pumping and you think of polite, and you say that you already ate. And then your friend says, man, there's plenty of food, so he pounds some more on your plate. And while the sticky food's steaming, your mind start to dreaming on the moment it's time to leave. And then you look at your plate and your chicken slowly rotting into something that look like cheese. Then you say, that's it, I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. So you bust out the door while it's still closed, still sick from the food you ate. And then you run to the store for quick relief from a bottle of KO Pectate. And then you call your friend 2 weeks later to see how he has been. And he says, I understand about the food, baby, but we're still friends. I'm with a hip hop, the hip to the hip to hip hip. But how about you don't stop for rockin' to the bang bang boogie? Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat.
One thing, we said that spirituality and religion are the resting place for culture. The European says we got to make our religious beliefs, our culture, match this religion. They had one problem. They had Serapis God. Now they got rid of Isis and called her Mary, Mary Mother of God, and Serapis the child. Well, the problem is their highest and noblest aspiration was to have sexual contact with a little boy. So they said, we got to now make our religious beliefs match our culture. So they said, okay, this is what we're going to do. The highest ranking figure in our church, the Roman Catholic Church, he's going to be the most spiritual individual. He cannot have any sexual contact with a woman. That's how we know he's spiritual. But he can have as many, rummage through the souls of as many little boys as he wants to. That's fine. Come on now, don't look at me with that twisted face. You know it and I know it. And they also said, wait a minute now. They said, we don't really believe a female should have anything to do with the spiritual story at all anyway. So we got Serapis God, Serapis his own son, and Mary Mother of God. We don't want that female there. They said, this is what we're going to do. They couldn't figure out what to do. They said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make up this fancy feller named the Holy Ghost, and we're going to play them. Now it's going to be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. No woman inside. Let's let it all match ya. A homosexual trend. Hey, this is the truth. You can clap and you going to clap, but it's still going to change nothing. I didn't do this. I'm going to tell you something, though, brothers and sisters. You say, man, what you saying? Christianity is homosexual? I'm going to tell you this. And this is the truth. It's something that we all know. But remember we said our ancestors looked at the European, and we didn't really, it's kind of like a taboo, some of the stuff he doing, you just kind of, you say there's no God, and you walk away. We've been looking at this right in front of our face since the inception, but we've been ignoring some things. I'm going to prove to you emphatically with things that you already know that you wouldn't admit, but you got to admit them today. We've been looking at a homosexual religion in every aspect. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it this definitively. Since its inception, the primary institution that spread homosexuality throughout the world is the Christian church. I'm going to say it again. Since its inception, the primary institution that spreads homosexuality and pedophilia throughout this planet is the Christian church. I'm going to say it even better than that. There's no way that you can look at Christianity from no direction, no which way, up, under, none of that stuff, that it ain't gay. Let's start. Can we agree that anytime your most spiritual individual a man can't have sex with a woman, there's something gay about that. Can we agree that when that same man decides he got a delightful thing for little boys, something homosexual about that? Can we agree, since we know that the history says God got us an Immaculate Conceived child, and they pulled it out to put another man up there, that's homosexual in this theology?
Yes, sir. Come on, talk
Let's start biting now. This ain't a homosexual lecture. Don't worry, we talking about Christianity, but we got to talk about what it is. Let's look at the iconography. We said religion and spirituality are the resting place for culture, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the Sistine Chapel. Some of y'all sitting there and go, oh yeah, that's the Sistine Chapel. You getting goosebumps all in your feet. You like, he can't say nothing about the Sistine Chapel. Because they tell us that's God reaching out to Adam. Well, you know a little bit of European culture now. Wait a minute. Who's the philanthroping husband whose sexual appetite, see all these naked women up in, well, that's God now, range from women to animals to men to little boys on earth. Who is that? That's Zeus reaching out to who? Ganymede. Right there in front of our face. We looking at it. We know what we're looking at. But now we know what we're looking at. Ain't nothing, brothers and sisters, but Zeus and Ganymede. Look, I'll be more definitive than that. This is not me saying, this is not no interpretive thing. The picture, the primary picture we look at, that we call Jesus Christ, this is a fact. Michelangelo was commissioned to paint that picture. He used as their description, I used my homosexual uncle who was a prisoner. So the picture that we're looking at, I'm not saying my interpretation, by strict definition of history, that picture is homosexual. So you know y'all seen the cherubs and y'all wonder what these little fat children was doing, flying around with arrows, and they half children, half adult. You know you felt funny. I felt funny too. You didn't want to say nothing. You didn't want to get in no trouble. Now some of y'all, I see y'all fighting all. See, brother, you talking all this philosophical stuff. What about the word? On the word? You want the word? Let's go out to the word. King James, right? Oh, I got my King James Bible. You can't move me, brother. I shall not be moved, all right? Well, look, you stand there if you want to. Because this guy's coming for you. In Europe, he was called Queen James. The Europeans were so embarrassed by him because it wasn't that they wasn't all a bunch of homosexuals, but he was just such a licentious homosexual. He would literally go around and have sex with little boys, right? And if he liked them, he would give them all kind of political positions. You are the Duke of this. You're the Earl of this. So they became so distraught. They said, we need to remove this man from power. So he said, well, I'm going to go down there and set them straight. So he went to be similar to going to a congressional hearing. He went to what they call the Privy Council with his official affirmation of his right to love men. He wanted to tell them, look, I'm going to tell you how it is. He says, I, King James, am neither a God nor an angel. See, Brother Drew would laugh, see. We done this before. Neither one of us can keep a straight face with this, but I'm going to try my best. But I'm a man like any other. Therefore, I act like a man, not this man, and confess to loving those dear to me more than other men. You may be sure that I love the Earl of Buckingham, and that's George Villiers. Now, he's an Earl. Now, you know what you got to do to get an Earl. None of y'all want to be no Earls or Dukes, all right? You got a Duke to be a Duke. Or anyone else. And more than any of you who are here assembled, I wish to speak in my own behalf and have it not thought to be a defect, for Jesus Christ did the same thing. And therefore, I cannot be blamed. He said, Christ had John and I have George. Now, wait a minute, slow down. Some of y'all insulted. He called Jesus. I didn't call Jesus nothing. I'm just reading King. I shouldn't even read it. I should let you read it yourself. You won't blame me then. Look, this is a little known fact, though. It's not that important for it, but I think I should just mention it. In the religious hierarchy of the Europeans, I ain't talking about just the preachers, I'm talking about the real big boys, the theologians. The Europeans have their understanding of Jesus' relationship with his 12 disciples. I don't need to say much more about that, do I? No. That's something that they understand. So, brothers and sisters, even look, this is the 14th century, 1300s. This is a statue. That's Jesus, and that's John. This is how the Europeans understand their. Well, you know, you look at that energy, you know what it is. Who is it? Ganymede. Zeus and Ganymede. Everywhere you look, some of y'all saying, he holding into this idea. Let's get practical. All right, can we get practical?
Yeah, let's get practical, bro.
If I say the word Catholic priest, what's the first thing you think about? The prototype. Not just that they molest more children than anybody and that they know from molesting, the prototype of the pedophile. In other words, you give the description of the behavior. Where does the pedophile learn how to go after children, the Catholic priest, which means the definition of the pedophile comes directly from the Christian church. Right. You can't get no more homosexual than that. Right. And I got this up here. They got so many lawsuits coming today, but the truth of it is less than 1% of 1% of the people that are molested in the church are actually putting out lawsuits. So you start multiplying the numbers and you're talking about a sanctuary for sexually abusing children. You say, no, that's the Catholic church. That ain't, but I ain't Catholic. All right. We ain't got much more of this to go, but I don't want nobody to leave here with no argument about this. Every direction we look at. Now this, you know, the largest voting bloc in America, the single voting bloc, is the evangelicals. You know, the Jimmy Swags, that Pentecostal, they have the largest number of individuals that are one voting bloc in this country. So I figured I'd pick that church just to show you it's homosexual no matter how you go. This is a member of the evangelicals who left who said, I can't be here no more. This is a white boy. His name is Austin Miles. He wrote a book. He's talking about the evangelicals. He said, this thing it's incredible. This is his words, page 149. I began to take special note of this sort of behavior in ministers as I went from church to church all over the United States and Canada. Reviewing my journal, the proportion of ministers I have reason to suspect were homosexually inclined is a staggering 80%. Y'all hear what I'm saying? The largest Christian base in this country is being run entirely by a bunch of flaming homosexuals. They're so gay that a white boy say, I can't even be around them. Even if it means me giving up millions of dollars, have my own church, I can't even be around them. And we won't be finished with this right now, but I got to do it. Because some of my brothers and sisters sitting in there, and I know they're going to be sitting at home watching this, and they're going to be going, yeah, them white folks is crazy. Don't try that, my friend. Don't try this with this guy. I got up early. I didn't get up early enough to stop that funny stuff that was going on with this. But I got up early enough for the Negro or the African who wants to try to hang on to something and ignore the truth. I'm going to do what I like to do, though, in situations like this, because I don't want to argue with you. Can I show you something real quick? So we can wrap this up. I know y'all want to get out of this white sex stuff. We want to talk about Christianity, but we haven't been on Christianity very much, have we? Not at all. Just for my brothers and sisters.
A series of emails is causing a lot of controversy at one of the district's largest black Baptist churches.
Yeah, naming names, the messages claim that more than 100 members of Mount Calvary Holy Church are gay. Caroline Leiders has a copy of those emails, and she's live now with the story. Caroline?
Well, Leon, these emails are hardly a secret at the church. The woman who wrote them addressed them to the pastor, but then forwarded them to more than 300 other parishioners. The emails sparked heated debate among people both outside and inside the church.
6 pages of detailed activities and allegations. The female choir member names names and gives explicit detail. She outs married men, deacons and ushers, even teenagers, asking the pastor to, quote, monitor them very closely because they are ushering in a presence of sin, lies, and a spirit of homosexuality.
Now, I want people to stop that temptation in you to say, man, look at Mount Calvary. No. I ain't sure for that reason. We gotta be honest with ourselves. Prior to this 1980s and this prison industrial complex, most black people's introduction into homosexuality, the black church. In fact, the black church has been the sanctuary, the hiding place for the homosexual. Only place he can operate in open air with his whole flaming sick sexual mentality, and we've allowed it to happen. What has been the consequence? The consequence has been very serious. How many of our sons, how many of our daughters have been molested in the church? Come on. We know about those Baptist churches in the South, preachers raping their own children, raping children in there. We know about the guys in the choir, running the choir, molesting the sons, molesting the boys. All of us got friends, family, maybe some of us, or people we've heard of that have been abused in the church. It's been the place. And the sad thing about it is there are a lot of good Africans, a lot of good brothers and sisters in the church. But they don't take no real stand against it. So here this flamer sitting up there banging on the piano. He play a good song. But you mean he play a good enough song, you're going to let your son be alone with this Negro that you can look at. You can look him in his funny little twitching little eyes and know he ain't right. Don't no man sashay. When a Negro sashay, I say, children, come here. No, Negro, you stay there. You sashay. we gotta enjoy ourselves while we're here. And we get too sad about what's happening, we don't want to do nothing. But the reality of it, this is very serious. And I'm charging the church with the responsibility of going in there and saying, wait a minute now, they're right. We can't be the sanctuary for everybody that wants to do bad things in the community. Right. Something's got to be done about this. But in relation to our discussion directly, I think I want a consensus. Have we hit Christianity from just about theologically, the story, who actually molests children, can we say fairly, based on historical analysis, it's a homosexual institution. Yeah. So we're going to run through this because we got to get into some contemporary stuff, but we wanted to do some history. We wanted to tell the truth. We didn't want to offend, but we want to be honest with people. So we look now, and we see the history. We're going to do the summary here. We see it started, Assad set in the room. And from that, Europeans came in and they took and made their own god, Zeus. And then Ptolemy and other Europeans came in under the Greeks and said, look, you got to worship me. I'm God Serapis. And eventually, the Europeans said, you know what? They were fighting in one part of Europe. They believed in the old god Zeus and the gods, the Greek goddess. Then the other Europeans stole idea from Africa. Remember we say Asar came back spiritually? Right. It was called the Koresh. His spirit, the Ka, had risen. So those Europeans were worshiping the Koresh, the Christ. So you got some of them worshiping Zeus, some of them worshiping Christ, and they fighting back and forth, and the white boys finally said, look, okay, fine. Jesus, Christ. Now you got two names. You happy? Right. And they said, yeah, we can call him Christ, you can call him Jesus, same guy. Right. And this same individual that we know as Serapis becomes today the venerable Jesus Christ. Right in front of our face. So we just give yourself a hand. You just traveled 2,000 years of history, and you took it like champions. I think we only lost one African on board. That wasn't our fault. We did the best we could do. We just...
My dogs, set rules, set laws. We represent for the lords of yards. A gal alone, I feel up my...
From them a par in a chichi man can. Give me fire, make we burn them. From them a drink in a chichi man bar. Give me fire, make we burn them.
So make us up, do what I see. Really doing that, look for them no free. Them a carry on them dirty egg up. One a base up and them a lick it back. If them bring it away, hold them up and rise up every calico go rat. Every chichi man them a fi get flat. Me and me
got some issues. Yeah, and I never tried to diss you. No, no, no. And no one knows the life you've been through. Oh Lord, so I'm just here to wish you. Girl, I know you got some issues. Yeah, and I never tried to diss you.
When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. You do not have to tell him to stand here or go yonder. He will find his proper place, and he will stay in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there was no back door, he will cut one for his special benefit. His education makes it necessary. Carter G. Woodson. Miseducation of the Negro. Planet Rock, Ghetto Philosopher, man, back up in your area one more again. Welcome on, party people. Man, I appreciate y'all riding with a brother right now in the Ghetto Lounge Starship. This your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 7 right here, live on your airwaves. You feel me? Ghetto Philosopher burning the midnight oil for you right now on this Friday evening. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there hollering, thank God it's Friday. Out there at the club, you know what I'm saying, shaking your ass or whatever. Or whatever you doing, you know, hopefully you at home chilling with your family, you know what I mean, have had a nice evening of hopefully educational type of interactions with each other. But like I said, this your Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 7 right now. We about to provide and make up the slack for that right there. So hopefully y'all tuning in right now to the Ghetto Philosopher. Man, our topic tonight is subliminal imagery or subliminal messages / spiritual enslavement. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people probably that, you know, those type of topics probably go over a lot of people's heads. I've been having some interesting conversations with people, interesting things that have happened, you know, to Ghetto Philosopher, I guess, over the past few weeks and whatnot. You know, my page over there on Instagram getting shut down because of knowledge dropping and so-called people getting offended by certain things maybe being said or what have you, or how I express myself or whatever. You know, I'm a no-nonsense type of dude. I'm from Chi-Town, you dig me? So, you know what I mean? We just don't get down like, well, the people that I associate with in Chi-Town, we just don't get down with, you know what I'm saying, sugarcoating bullshit or whatever. So, hold on, let me turn this joint down a little something. So, you know, it's just been a interesting couple of weeks as far as observing the landscape of information that's being disseminated out there into people's minds and being downloaded into your brain and whatnot. You know, your brain is pretty much a computer the way they have set it up to be able to receive information. So they have direct access to your brain. You know what I'm saying? The main frame of your brain to be able to download opinions, thoughts, and ideas into your brain. So just be aware of that shit. You know, don't be thinking that, you know, if you're not actively seeking alternative methods of how to think and how to react in meditation and through detachment, then you might as well go on and chalk it up. You know what I'm saying? Chalk your shit up to the game as far as being manipulated by the masses and the messages. If you into the church, if you into, you know what I'm saying, going to church every Sunday, dressing up and taking your kids to go hear the so-called word of God or whatever, and you know, you into that whole little ritual type of thing, then you might as well go and chalk your ass up to the game as far as being part of the problem. You dig me? Ghetto Philosopher, Planet Rock, Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 7. Our topic is subliminal messages / spiritual enslavement. So I was touching on the aspect of spiritual enslavement with that little piece I was just talking about. And also, you know, in education, you know, we have a lot of people out there that think that the clandestine so-called secret societies are of education, but AKAs and goddamn Q dogs and all these Greek fraternal orders that are out there that are supposedly healthy for, you know, African Americans, and you know, it's just like it's really ridiculous to think that when you talk about those things, that if you're not talking about it from your own African perspective and from your own representation of what it is that you're doing, then you only pledging. You know, these people are pledging. You know, so what are you pledging to? I have a lot of things that it's funny. People don't know about the ghetto philosophy, man. I have different friends all across the spectrum of people, as far as beings or whatever, black, white, brown, yellow, whatever. And I have a lot of different people that kick it with me on an intellectual level, that are able to communicate with me on different levels. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you people out there, that so-called conscious, you really, you really need to step your game up. You dig me? And get your consciousness intact. You dig me? So wow, it's just really it's a real a broad spectrum of topics to discuss on subliminal messages / spiritual enslavement, man. Spiritual enslavement itself covers a whole plethora of different ideologies, as far as religion, music, rituals, like I said, rituals that are spiritually enslaved, spiritually implanted into the minds of our children, as far as pledging and Greek letters and so-called fraternities and sororities and whatnot. When you're pledging, what are you pledging? What is the foundation of your? If your letters and your foundation and your chapter is founded upon Greek letters, and your chapter or whatnot is founded upon Greco-Roman culture, then what are you pledging to? You dig me? So these are different aspects of what we're talking about. Spiritual enslavement, subliminal seduction, subliminal messages. You dig me? Ghetto philosophy, man. Hold on, let me find a nice little something to put on. I don't know, me, I like that drum and bass type of thing. I guess for my mentals, the way my mind works, you know what I'm saying, the beats, the rhythms and things that be going on inside my head, I guess drum and bass is something that helps me to departmentalize certain thoughts and you know what I'm saying, concepts or whatever. Nonetheless, but so we trying to keep on track with this, this subject of subliminal seduction / spiritual enslavement. You know what I'm saying? So spiritual enslavement, we just had the Grammys transpire right before our eyes or whatever. We had 12 Years a Slave. We had all these different movies and different subliminal messages that are being transmitted through the movies that people aren't paying attention to, as far as the scientific or the sophistication of the science of imagery, music, harmonic science, your chakra system, all these so-called esoteric or occult ideologies, but they're actually really real components in the human condition, as far as controlling and as far as mind control or subliminal suggestion and things of this nature. So hopefully you are following me what I'm saying, and as Professor Griff says, are you following me? If you ever gone on YouTube and get up on some of Professor Griff's, aka from the Public Enemy group back in the day, he had some real, I had the privilege of, communicating and talking to Professor Griff from time to time about certain topics or whatever, certain things or what have you. You know what I mean? So y'all go on YouTube and Google Professor Griff, especially one of my brothers on here that's, listens to my show or whatever. Shout out to my brother over there in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me, he was mentioning to me about he was having a conversations with some ignorant ass fools up in his goddamn barbershop that was saying that, the kids, the media has no play or has no part in the children our seeds decision about what their sexuality is, and it has no. He was telling me that the people in his barbershop was saying that there's no responsibility of the youth as far as the media is concerned, or the public at large. There's no. The public is not responsible, or the media is not responsible. Let me get my words together. The media is not responsible for the public's reaction as far as sexuality or anything for that matter as it relates to media. You dig me? So, and to me, not to me, but scientifically and factually, these type of mentalities are slave mentalities that have no clue of what it is the hell they talking about. You know what I mean? So they don't have any clue about the scientific aspects of what goes into advertisement, what goes into media, what goes into programming, what goes into television, anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just we have so many different problems that we have to address, man. I have people that are annoyed with me because how I call people stupid for this or that, or for not knowing some shit. But I'm like, we've had Black Wall Street, we've had destroyed, we've had all types of mishaps happen to us as a community. You know what I'm saying? And people fail to realize the military strategy or the stratagem behind what is happening to us as a community at large, globally. You dig me? So, in Africa, and our goddamn resources in Africa, to be a world player on the stage, of economics and trade and whatnot, we have to have an economic base. Our economic base has been destabilized by the Caucasoid system of takeover imperialism, taking over our diamonds, our goddamn gold, our goddamn minerals, everything that runs the space system, or the so-called Star Wars system over here in the United States, Russia, England, this place and that place, the minerals that go into making these things work, into the iPads that probably a lot of you are listening to me on, iPhones, computers, laptops that you are listening to me on right now, come out of the ground of Mother Africa. You know what I'm saying? Found nowhere else on the face of the earth are these minerals and elements found, to make these things possible. You know what I'm saying? So, for us to be in a debilitative state as we are right now, and to be viewed as poor, the Most High, the universal black consciousness made us from a place where the real estate is rich in resources and gave us everything we needed to succeed as a people. You dig me? So right now we're in a state where another being, the minority on the planet, whereas we are the majority as far as numbers, has put us in a position where we feel as though we're asking them for our own shit back. Dig me? Real, very interesting psychological game that's being played on the mentals of what we refer to as African people. I know the continent has many names of Capeland, Kemet, Ethiopia, this, that, the other, but you know, we know what it is we're referring to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow. You know, the Most High, like I said, the Most High put us, you know, we talk about biblical, spiritual enslavement, you talk about religion and things of this nature, and we talk about the chosen people, and you talk about, you know, all these different concepts. You talk about these people, you talk about these concepts. The chosen people were the African people, because these are the people that were put on the face of the so-called planet Earth first. You know what I'm saying? And we were put in a land where everything was abundant, was in abundance for us to use at our disposal, and we used it at our disposal. When you look at the civilizations that were created, you know what I'm saying, in Africa, by African people, civilizations, Timbuktu, Ethiopia, Kush, Kemet, the list goes on. You can find all types of wondrous things, civilizations, structures, you know what I'm saying, artifacts. You know, I spent a lot of time in the British Museum. I traveled to Europe because I wanted to. I traveled to Europe because I wanted to see what the Europeans had over there that they commandeered from Africa, and I wanted to see how they were presenting it to the world, and I wanted to see with my own eyes their interpretation of our culture that they were disseminating throughout the planet. Dig what I'm saying? So I did that. You dig me? And I bring back that knowledge to you when I talk to you over the airwaves, when I talk to you over social networks and things of this nature. So, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of people, they come at me with their emotions and conjecture and whatnot. They ain't got up off they own stupid, lazy ass to go and find out anything about anything. You know what I'm saying? But I committed myself to great sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, to go and find out these different things that I talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? When I do my Planet Rock shows, I do my Ghetto Lounge shows or whatever, or whenever I'm speaking to anybody over the airwaves, I'm speaking to you from personal experience with doing, you know what I'm saying, personal field knowledge about certain things. Now you have these little TV shows on here. We got on the History Channel, and you got these people trekking through different places and, you know, looking like Indiana Jones, or I forget these people's names, on the History Channels and Discovery Channels, and going through all these different cultures and experiencing food and experiencing museums. But I did that shit on my own, you know what I'm saying, on my own dime. I wanted to be that guy because I was fascinated by culture. I was fascinated by, you know, my African culture, my African personality, my African everything that Africa had to offer. I was just like with it, man. I was like, what the hell? I was looking at, you know, I used to spend a lot of time up at night looking at the History Channel animal shows, all the different animals from Africa, the different wondrous goddamn waterfalls and the nature, the landscape, everything. It was just like so intriguing to me. And then you know, to look at the behavior of the people over here in this country that I lived in, that I found myself living in, you know what I'm saying, America as they call it, and the white people, and the footage of the black and white footage of the water hoses and the dogs and the this and the that. I was just like, wow, man, what is wrong with these people over here that are treating these other human beings like? And then it's like funny because you listen to the people talk about, you listen to white folks talk about the treatment of humanity and so and so, but the only humanity that treated people in such a manner was the people that classify themselves as you know what I'm saying, white people, Caucasians, Caucasoids as I like to refer to them as. they're the only ones, you know, and different variations of that are lacking in, you know what I'm saying, that are lacking in melanin and whatnot, that have committed the crimes against humanity that you see. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about humanity, and when you go and read the books of Francis Cress Welsing and Jill Pookrum, and you read the studies of melanin and the effects on that of the human being and whatnot, and how that affects the behavior of the human being if you're lacking in that substance called melanin. You know, different phenotypes of it. The strongest phenotype being a derivative of African descent, coming from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I know a lot of the things that I'm saying right now are going over a lot of people's heads or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but you have to be committed to finding out these certain aspects of what it is I'm talking about as it relates to spiritual enslavement, as it relates to subliminal seduction. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to get into it a little bit more deeper, you know what I'm saying, as we get into our journey on the Ghetto Lounge Starship, man. This is Ghetto Lounge Mentality Volume 7. Planet Rock, Ghetto Philosophy, man. Y'all stay locked and keep riding with a brother right now. Ghetto Philosophy, Planet Rock. What?
Proper education. Now let me tell you folks just exactly what I mean. The way they try to lower the black man's self-esteem. Put us in the schools and I call them into grades. When they teach us about ourselves, or we learn that we were slaves. Then they say Jesus was white, understand. That means their mystery gone and the sky's a white man. These two things alone make us start to feel inferior. Then we grow up thinking they are superior. Why does the black licorice taste the worst? Why does the black jelly bean taste the worst? Why do the bad guys always wear black? Why is it bad luck when you see a black cat? Cause they're working subconsciously, working subconsciously. Working subconsciously, working subconsciously. This is why we must teach a strong black nation proper education, proper education, proper education. Proper education. Proper education. Yes, boss. Easy now, stop. Come again? Now they gave restitution to the Japanese. You see, they gave restitution to the Jews. Now over 400 years of slavery, rape, and murder, but I guess there's no restitution for the fools. They wanna use us as a tool, and also as a slave in the land of the free, in the home of the brave. Musa came to the cave and taught them the trick knowledge that the devil once forgot. Now the 10% rules over the 85. You see, we have to do more than just keep hope alive. I don't hope and I don't do dope, but I still feel the pain from my ancestors swinging on the rope. Now pardon as I distill on the devil's grill. Now me trust the devil, I never will. I just catch my four, grab my button, put it on my lapel, grab my people and get out of hell. See, this is why we must teach our young black nation proper education, education. Yes. Yes, we would like to say peace to all the gods in the earth, people of the universe, the original man. I would like to say peace to my brother Tony X. Yes. Wanna say to my physicals, free the land. ABC.
Brother Marcus. Brother Omar. Brother Omar. I need something grapey or lemony. Guess it's acting like we just got here together. Many people will see the tape and the videotape, wonder why everybody was so lightly greeting each other. It's because we have been talking for a while. And we have now stepped forward to have a discussion about the black male secret society known as Sigma Pi Phi, acronym the Boule, B-O-U-L-E. We will do our best to show you the information related to the Boule. That's what this lecture is about. I could give the entire lecture and quote every inch of the documentation without looking at it. I know them that well. But this is my responsibility, my night, to show you the information so that you could look at it with me and double affirm the fact that much of our black press, as much as we like it, has not been honest in talking about this group of black men, for they respect it very highly and never speak negatively against it. We also know that we've had many black people who've been a member of it and have never, ever broken the code or the creed and spoken to one who was a non-member. Though they pledge and swear that their goal is to represent you, you will have a hard time believing it when they don't even seek to let you know that they who help you are. And so, in July 17th, 1990, July 18th, 1990, the Los Angeles Times did a front page story on the left column about elite fraternity of black men. Excuse me, brother. I saw that one get away. I'm just shaming myself. I stand back here. This elite fraternity of black men were described in the article as being influential, as being somewhat like Skull and Bones at Yale. And as it said these things, I was a little in awe, as the others, brothers in African Minds United and the Coalition Against Black Exploitation, as we all were intrigued by the fact that this group of men could have been in existence and we not know about them. And even other brothers and sisters. I remember talking to a brother who had been National Executive Secretary of Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma, been in fraternity land 37 years, had heard nothing of the Boule ever, though its founder had been a member. And so, as we began to talk about it with other people around the country, we began to realize that people didn't know about it. How you doing, Brother Warren? And not knowing that people didn't know about it, we just assumed that it was incidental, that everybody must know something about it, and that it was not mysterious or connected to all of those other things we had previously been talking about, like Cecil Rhodes and Baron de Rothschild and all the Halls of Haters, the ADL and the Diamond Jewish Connection. We've been talking about the Trilateral Commission, who is responsible for this economic summit that you'll be seeing on TV the next 3-4 days. You need to know that. Anybody? Carl Rowan came on the radio right here in LA. And my friends jumped him, because we jumping them in every city. And when they jumped him, he said the Trilateral Commission ain't done nothing. But the Trilateral Commission went to the president and had him set up the annual economic summit starting in '76, France. So when you listen to how your destiny of your country, they say, rides on that meeting, you wonder how Rowan could make such an allegation, but knowing as a boule in Washington, D.C. Epsilon chapter, his goal is to never speak of the high, white, and mighty, whom the boule, all 3,300, are sworn to protect. Yes, these brothers that we are pushing up against the wall have taken a sworn oath that they will never expose the whites that they know actually run the world. They, in ambition and in deference to liberation and respect of the race, have agreed to maintain the status quo of white supremacy, which has two levels of white supremacy: a local, limited, parochial side, the Ku Klux Klan, the Reardons, the Kenny Hans, the local clans, but has a powerful, more mighty upper crust, which probably would include Occidental Petroleum and Arco and Exxon and Mobil Oil and the Rockefeller Foundation and other influential, wealthy families and institutions. So what we're talking about is, why haven't you heard of those people who are in the secret society? It's because the people who you look to, who you would most suspect would tell you, have sworn that they never will. And because of that, that leaves the sub-leadership, the other group of people that you like a lot, that leaves them to tell you, the heads of the various organizations as you know them. But if you've listened to them, they have never said of these black men, for that they did not know. Which means that Malcolm, we know, knew of these men. We know Marcus Garvey knew of these men, because their crowning, most outstanding achievement was the physical elimination and castigation of Marcus Garvey, and the insistence and the climate setting that brought about the death of Malcolm X. For both of those men, international in perspective and insight, were a threat to the very whites that they're sworn to protect. You don't get killed for any other reason than jeopardizing the whites of the whites that run the world. Martin King, who was a boule, met the bullet not for the civil rights thing, but for the international war thing that got two Kennedy boys killed also. So we're looking at a group of men who have protected murderers. So what is the crime of this boule? As we allege, as many of them say, why do you step to my doorstep and accuse me of these things, of which I know not? But their so-called limited understanding is in fact defiance and woven into the oath that they swear that they will never even act like they know who these people really are. We have challenged these people on the radio, TV, in the street, on numerous occasions. Kurt Smoke, the mayor of Baltimore, Jesse Jackson, the head of the Rainbow Coalition, Cecil Murray, all the way down the line. These people that we have challenged have never been able to stand up and honestly turn around and say the truth to the matter. And we understand that. So our job is to come to you with the information so that you can make up your mind. There are several affirmations about this process that we must agree to. A Greek is a fraud. A Greek is a fraud. Now, there are a lot of people going to hear this all over the country. And they want to know, do you understand that a Greek is a fraud? So I want you to holler out if you think that a Greek is a fraud. A Greek is a fraud. Oh, let me try that one more time. You might not be ready, because this is going to go to people all over the country. And they want to know, do you believe this? Because if you believe this comes to a certain conclusion that will produce other action, which you have affirmed. Is a Greek a fraud? A Greek is a fraud. Did the Greeks steal from Kemet? Yes. Okay. If the Greeks stole from Kemet and a Greek is a fraud, what then is the fate of those who have perpetrated the Greek in spite of the fact?
Fraud.
Death. There, somebody finally caught on. Everybody hollered fraud. Okay, that's the crime, right. Somebody else gave a sentence. The suggestion is clear that the ebony 100 most influential
Is there a God? Is he watching? Is she watching? Are they watching now? If not, what are we doing? Where are we going? What are we doing now? Look at all these people searching for a reason, searching for a peace of mind. Hey, say we're all created equal. That's what they teach us. But that ain't how we treat each other. No, that ain't how we treat each other. Truth is that we need each other. Yeah, diamond in the back, babies on crack, kick in the door, waving the 4-4. White collar war crime, money gets spent. Candles in the sun, blowing in the wind. Sun goes down, heroes often get shot. Pieces long been forgotten. Oh, will it be too late when we find out? Yeah, all that we got. Take a look around now. Yeah, just take a look around. Yeah, business and governments just watch us innocent fade. Mindless bureaucracy fails, hindering government aid. Aren't you appalled? What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we doing? Diamond in the back, babies on crack, kick in the door, waving the 4-4. White collar war crime, money gets spent. Candles in the sun, blowing in the wind. Sun goes down, heroes out there get shot. Pieces long been forgot. Oh, will it be too late when we find out? Yeah, all that we got. Look around, just take a look around. Yeah.
slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution. Feed the babies who don't have enough to eat. Shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. House the people living in the street. Oh, there's a solution. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
Hey, welcome to Southern California, KPFK, Brother Steve Coakley.
Hey, good evening, brother.
One of our great researchers that have exposed the boule, a phenomenon that most of us in the movement never knew about until you came, brought light, took the sheets off of these Negro Klan members and explained to us what the boule is all about. So what we'd like you to do is tell us the history of the boule, who the boule are, their origins, and the relationship to the ruling class.
Thank you, brother. One, I would thank you for hosting me and my friends here, and appreciate you and all your company. Everybody's excessively intense, and that is the demand of the day. This secret society, this particular black secret society that we'll talk about today, is the first of the black Greek societies, started in 1904. And that word that you said, boule, is actually an acronym. It's a Sigma Pi Phi. Sigma Pi Phi, 1904 in Philadelphia. And for most of our people, we are not prepped to the responsibility of secret society in the American society. And this founding constitution, this illegal criminal enterprise, was a Masonic affair. And a Masonry is a form of secret society. There are other well-known secret societies like Skull and Bones at Yale, of which this corrupt president and his father were members of. And it is that society that the black society modeled itself after. So when they wrote their first history book, The History of Sigma Pi Phi, by a very noted black author, University President Charles Wesley, who wrote the history book for the Elks, the Prince Hall Masons, National Council of Negro Women, Alpha Phi Alpha, and Sigma Pi Phi. And as a result, in there, in page 28 of its first history book, it noted that it wanted to be like Skull and Bones at Yale. It was right here in Los Angeles at the Good Life on a Friday night. If you remember this time, The NAACP had a convention here, and LeGrand Klieg and Marla Gibbs were accused of making inflammatory statements.
Working with Dr. Graham's book, The Mannequin Leitmotif.
Yes, that weekend, the Boule was meeting here, July of 1990. They were having their twice every other year convention, biannual. And it was a front page article in the LA Times by Karen Grigsby Gates, who denoted that these elite black men were meeting in Los Angeles at this time. That was the first. I remember sending someone to the car to bring it in, and we read it from the stage of the Boule on July 18th, the day the story appeared, front page LA Times. And I thought it was unusual that the LA Times knew of this society, and I didn't know of them. Now, for our audience to understand, I'm starting off trying to explain to black people the impact of international policy groups like the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, when the bankers began to take over the American cities in the 70s, New York 75, Cleveland 77, Chicago 79, and here in California they used Proposition 13 to suck up the surplus out the budget, and bankers began to take over from municipalities the governing of the cities. And as I was scratching, I could not figure out how was there such black complicity in this centralization of worldwide power, the New World Order. It's on the dollar bill, pyramid by white men who never built one, never saw one, but they emulated this symbol. And now comes a series of societies, and now comes forth this black one in 1904. As we began to read deeper, it had another analogy in the story to Skull and Bones. It wasn't until we got the history book that the analogy that looked happenstantial in the story in the LA Times was actually deeper in the actual history book, where they drew attention to Skull and Bones. It denoted that W.E.B. Du Bois was a member, and it began to describe people, influential people in the present-day society, and historically, our university, historically black college presidents are primarily coming out of this advisors to the king. And that word, that Boule word, can be looked up in a encyclopedia. Well, now people don't use them, they use internet. And that's a dangerous thing, a dangerous dependency. But Boule, B-O-U-L-E, the Greek version. There's a French version that's a coming together, a conclave, the AKA called their convention, the Boule. But the Greek word is what we're looking for, the advisors to the king. The lower house of the Greek parliament is called Boule. And if you know the American congressional system, Senate, 6 years, more power, authority, only 100, 2 per state. Congress, 435, have to run every 2 years. Your lower house has less power and authority. So it appears as if, in finding the Boule, that within it was a subordination to something else. And in its history book, it drew attention. Here's a logo. And this is their logo is a Grecian sphinx. It's an animal. And this Grecian sphinx is similar to a griffin or a gargoyle. Kind of ironically, the Boule had their convention in Los Angeles in 1941. And where else? Griffin Park. And this logo, this symbol, is a guardian animal. This would be similar to a Rottweiler or a dog or a German Shepherd. They tend to protect something higher than itself.
Let me ask you a question. I went to Howard University, for instance, and a number of African so-called Greek societies, fraternities, as well as in our community, there's a number of secret, semi-secret organizations. How is the Boule different than the numerous fraternities and groups in our community? What is the relationship to the ruling class?
Father, son. The nine make up the axis of the Black Greek dynasty. There are 4 male societies, 4 female societies, and the Boule make the 9th one. They're the first, 1904 series, the Alphas. I'm not versed in the exact order, but I have all of their history books, and each of them draw attention to things where they got their ritual from. The Deltas draw attention to Freemasonry. Said our ritual came from Mary Church Terrell, whose husband, Robert Terrell, was head of the Masonic Lodge in Washington, D.C. Mary Church Terrell, Mary Church, is the daughter of the first black millionaire in America, Robert Church of Memphis, Tennessee. Huge mausoleum to him there. Those societies, those 4 male, those 4 female, and the Boule tend to make up a aristocracy. We talked in the park about the 10%. Not in the sense of us in exclusivity, but them in the terms of deputizing 10% of the population to assure that the 90% never catch on. And it's very important to know that if you look to Alpha Phi Alpha website, there's alphas, kappas, Qs, and Phi Beta Sigma. There's Zeta Phi Beta, Delta Sigma Theta, AKA, and Delta, I'm missing somebody, Sigma Gamma Rho. If you look to, say, the Alpha website, they brag about being 95% of all black lawyers. Now, if the Alphas are 95% of the black lawyers, what does that leave the Kappas, the Qs? Okay, now we're in the 90s. They claim to be 65% of the black accountants, the lawyers, the doctors, dominating. And it may be that our professions are dominated by people in the Greek societies. At Howard, there was a student that I tried to help get a doctorate in engineering. Very exclusive about giving them out. If you get one, you're set for life. Morgan State, Howard are very exclusive. Took big money from governments to make engineers, but the brothers weren't coming out. And when we got deeply involved, we found how close-knit, how selective the professional process is. So he ended up at the patent office. He was a Kappa. He said, we have 15 blacks, 1 female, 14 brothers, and all 14 of us are Kappas. Only Kappas going to get in here. And there are jobs all over where we think we're applying for something fair and open. But I would suggest that the ruling class recognized this was a very significant period, D-Don, when they decided that they would give a college degree to a person of African ancestry in America who, after Reconstruction, should have been pretty pissed off. And so they were very weak about.
Yes, this is the ghetto. Showing up now.
Sumanye. Atele. Mosoma, Mosoma. Angativo, umbusa tanga, neusama kosa. Anumuna, sisi au, yasama kosa. Amuna yeye, koma, sama kosa. Tanga tanga, umbusa tanga, nesama kosa.
Planet Rock, pumping 360 degrees of knowledge, 365 days a year. Ignorance is no longer an option.
Nika so.
When we discuss the annihilation of African images, most will think of photos, movies, television, and video. However, we must realize that some of the crisp images we latch onto come through the music we listen to. That is why so much energy and trickology is used to control the musical images that dance in our heads. Young people are the first victims. Their sexual values are not adopted from family systems any longer, but from the top 20 songs pumped out by the sexist backwards recording artists. These songs are brought to you by folk, black or white, who don't even consider what is good for African people. It's a profit industry. Simply put, any other illusion will only confuse.
Supposed to fix some shit, and the side effect fuck up your leg and shit. Then they give you another one to fix that, and it fuck up your arm, and now you on 2 medications looking like a flamingo in front of your motherfucking children and shit. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck. Just 1 month they say this is the best medicine ever. It'll cure everything. And then 3 months later, you hear this quiet ass commercial. Have you or one of your loved ones been killed from using our medicine? Dial 1-800-RBAD. That's 1-800-RBAD. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck. Weed is still illegal, and all of their shit is still fucked up. Their medication either don't work, or it worked too fucking good. And I wasn't familiar with working too good, and I had to find out the hard way. I got a son that's 7, his name Malik. This nigga run every goddamn day. That's what the fuck he do. You ain't gotta chase him, you ain't gotta train him, you ain't gotta put shorts on him. This nigga is ready every morning. Soon as his foot touched the goddamn ground, out the bed, shoo, that nigga's gone for the rest of the goddamn day. Shoo, 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 shoo. You either see him like this or like that. That's your only 2 options. Shoo, 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 shoo. And he be happy as shit. Now, the nurse at the school say, she say it's not healthy. I said, you don't understand, the nigga's happy. She said, no, you don't understand. Whether he's happy or not, it's not healthy. I said, now I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. The nigga, I can't put the nigga in trouble for being happy. That's kind of Nigga, stop being happy and get in there and be miserable. I can't fucking do it. So I said, what do you recommend? So she recommended Ritalin. Now, she told me the shit was gonna even him out. Now, either I don't know what the fuck even means, or Ritalin got crack cocaine in it. One of the two is a goddamn fact, because this shit is no bullshit. I wasn't ready, he wasn't ready. This shit caught both of us off guard. I gave the nigga the shit in the kitchen. He was on the way to his room. That nigga never even made it out the hallway. That shit caught that nigga in mid-stride. He was just... Now, for the first 2 hours, I was happy as shit. I'm getting shit done. I'm like, this is wonderful. But after 3 hours, you got to come check on the nigga now. After 3 hours, you... Nigga, what you doing? My kid's smart ass. I'm being good like you want it, daddy. Okay, touche, my nigga, touche. This what fucked me up. I was like, you've been sitting there for 3 hours. What are you thinking about? That nigga said, running? Well, go on and run then, little nigga. Go on and run. Because you just gonna have to let real shit be real shit in motherfucking 2008. Because these motherfuckers hate real.
Sightseeing, don't visit there. It's somewhere between Jersey and Delaware. Philly never scared, and them ain't timid there. Them young triggers lose lives by the minute there. It might start, but the fight never finished there. They all up, trying to get the gingerbread. A few stacks be the price for it. Yeah. Cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians, clips and revolvers and Georges and Benjamins. A celebration of the loss of your innocence. To your old self, you lost any resemblance. They say the city make a dark impression. The youth just lost and they want direction. But they don't get the police, they get the protection. And walk around with heat like Charlton Heston, man.
Music, turn it up, let it not, let it bang on the block. Tell the neighbors, call the cops. The cops gon' come, but they ain't gon' do. They don't want no problems. When they go stupid, it's all in the music, 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 it's all in the music. It's in the music. Turn it up, let it not, let it bang on the block. Tell the neighbors, call the cops. The cops gon' come, but they ain't gon' do. They don't want no problems. When they go stupid, it's all in the music, 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 it's all in the music.
It's kinda ill how we grip these in the Bonneville. It's kind of a thrill, my mind will spill, my nine will kill, a force bro like crossbow. I bring the force though, hitting your gut, splitting your torso. It's colder than the North Pole, living unlawful. I'm giving you a jaw full of something awful. Yo, my theoretic is let it become aesthetic. This bag will leave you diabetic. For paramedics, I spit flames and get dames to get change. Whip it, bull, bark and lock the shot. Don't bother me, yacht. Don't you dare lie to me, yacht. I don't know who this that you try to be, yacht. Benefit of doubt, have me think you in it for clout. Big in it for route and finish him out. Joints stiff for rigor mortis while we swimming in waters. Women with daughters will have us sending with daughters.
It's in the music. Turn it up, let it not, let it bang on the block. Tell the neighbors, call the cops. The cops gon' come, but they ain't gon' do.
class on drugs. It should be a class on sex education, a real sex education class. There should be a class on police brutality. There should be a class on apartheid. There should be a class on why people are hungry, but they're not. Their class is on gym. You know, physical education. Let's learn volleyball.
Fathers of this country never cared for me. They kept my ancestors shackled up in slavery. And Uncle Sam never did a damn thing for me. Except lie about the facts in my history. Now I'm sitting here, mad, cause I'm unemployed. But the government glad, cause they enjoy. When my people are down, so they can screw us around. Time to change the government now. No more.
I'm a thug, and I rap about the oppressed fighting back. Yes, my raps are filled with rage.
One of these days, we gotta bust back for the homies.
You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over the, I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to, we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, and we're breaking down the door. And after a year, and you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask?
I put my gun away and grab my AK. It's getting hectic. I can't call it. House full of alcoholics. Now a niggas under pressure.
But in my homeboy's high school, it's not like that. They don't have trips to go see this Broadway play, and they don't read things we were reading, and they didn't know what I was talking about when I was like, yo, Shakespeare is dope. They don't have the same experiences that we had. So then I started thinking, as the art school I went to was mostly for white kids and rich minorities. So I started going, damn, man, I would have been a totally different person had I not been exposed to these things.
I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did.
Hell no, I was living in the ghetto. We didn't have any lights and electricity. We was about to get evicted.
We want homes. We want heat. We want lights. We want something to do for our children.
I thought, we're not being taught to deal with the world as it is. I think that rich people should live like poor people and poor people should live like rich people, and it should change every week.
Hunger only for a taste of justice. Hunger only for a world of truth. 'Cause all that you have is your soul.
The president stirred up a hornet's nest earlier this week when he suggested the problems of the hungry came about because they were uninformed about where to go for help.
I mean, how can Reagan live in a White House which has a lot of rooms and there be homelessness? And he's talking about helping homelessness.
I don't believe that there is anyone that is going hungry in America simply by reason of denial or lack of ability to feed them. It is by people not knowing where or how to get this help.
Why can't he take some of them people off the street and put them in his White House? Then he'll have people from the streets to help him with his ideas. They haven't been homeless forever. They've done things in society, but then the White House would be a little tainted because he doesn't want to get dirty. What makes my freedom less worth fighting for than Bosnians or whoever they want to fight for this year? They should give money to the ghetto. I mean, I think even gangs can be positive. It just has to be organized and has to stay away from being self-destructive to being self-productive. I organized the OGs in the East Coast and the West Coast and the penitentiaries to come up with codes of ethics for criminals. It's called the Code of Thug Life. It's a code putting order to the violence on the streets. In Watts, Compton, Chicago, wherever. We got all these people all over the country saying, yes, we go by this code. We're going to be against attacks on people that are not involved with the street gang, with the drug trade, or the illegal business at all. You know, all that kidnapping and shooting drive-bys out the car. We're against that.
It's thug like that. It ain't just a bunch of niggas going crazy. We want to control our streets. So all we saying is if every motherfucker that was out here right now gave up $1 and they put it to this Thug Life Fund, the money don't go to me. It go to somebody from your neighborhood. They take the money and we do this shit like every month. I be bringing new rappers in here. I be bringing Snoop, whoever the fuck y'all want. I go stash the niggas. And for that shit
shit to happen, we can't have no violence, and everybody got to be down for that shit.
And we're just gonna start slowly but surely taking our communities back. Regulate our community. Organize. We need to start taking care of our own. We gotta start somewhere. And I don't know about anything else, but this to me was the start.
What is the message though?
The message is that we're coming. All the people you threw away, the dope dealers and the criminals, they will be legit sitting next to you in first class, thanks to your boy. You know those little things they have for the mice, where they go through around a circle, there's little blocks for it and everything? Well, society is like that. They'll let you go as far as you want. But as soon as you start asking too many questions and you're ready to change, boom, their block will come.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Into my world.
I had a friend named John Cole who was blonde and had hair down to his shoulders and had blue eyes and looked like, you know, America's vision of the perfect guy. But he was all tore up inside because things had happened in his life, and he was curious like Stretch. And I was all tore up inside at the time that we met. And we met, and he had money and I didn't, and he put me through high school. That's how I got through School of Performing Arts. He snuck me up to his house so his parents didn't see. I spent the night there and went to school. I dressed in his clothes because it was fun for him to not have, and it was fun for me to have. You know what I mean? It was fun for him to hear rap music blaring out the speakers, and it was fun. It was fun for me to show it to him. It was fun for me to hear Sting and to hear like that the Beatles had put things on the end of their records, and to know all of these like historic things about music that I never knew, that I would never have known had we not crossed paths, that has really defined who I am as an artist today and the diversity that I can choose from today, and what I would play in my car today and what would make me stand out is from that union. So Stretch is that. I know it. I know him. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with black or white. It has to do with curiosity and just being mixed up. You know, having the cultures mixed up and watching what happens when it happens. It's how it should be, I think, in the world. You know what I mean? Everybody should get a partner. You show them your hood, you show them your hood, and that's your guardian. You know what I mean? Bet you we have a lot less problems.
And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country we care about, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids, and if there's a white person who got money, then we need to help them. He needs to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it needs to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, there's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants. I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms if you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. They don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and it's like stupid. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine. That's not fair to me.
What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stopped. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Children, what's that sound?
I think it makes us question whether segregation itself was really the cause of the feeling of inferiority in black children and in black people, as we thought. It'll make us question also what I think was a naive belief, that if we integrated with the whites, somehow they would stop seeing us as people of color or as black people. If we integrated with the whites, somehow the world would stop dividing itself up in terms of race. That somehow the world's division of itself in terms of African people and European people, black people and white people and so forth would somehow end. I think this study clearly implies then that this is not the case. I think it implies on a deeper level that inferiority in black people is a political and social necessity. I often, in speaking to my colleagues and others who are interested in psychology, and of course in the current book that I'm trying to develop now, get across the idea of how black psychology differs, particularly black psychology at this time, differs from Eurocentric psychology. And I think one of the major ways that it differs from Eurocentric psychology is that when we talk about abnormality in the black personality, when we talk about feelings of inferiority in black people, feelings of self-hatred and self-alienation, feelings of incompetence, feelings of powerlessness and so forth that we hear a lot about, we must recognize that these feelings are a political and economic necessity. And we should start from that premise if we are to understand the psychology of black people. I often put it this way. In order for us to be in the state that we are in today as people, we have to be out of our minds. We literally have to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be backwards. It is necessary for us to be maladjusted. It is necessary for us to be disunited. It is necessary for us to be self-hating. It is necessary for us to be filled with an inferiority complex. In a world where the European is essentially about 10% of the world's population, if that 10% is to continue to rule over the other 90%, it must keep that 90% out of its mind. It must keep that 90% in a state of deception. It must keep that 90% filled with a feeling of powerlessness and incompetence. If this 10% is to continue to consume more than 60% of the world's resources, if this 10% is to continue to rob African, Asian, and other nations of their material wealth, then it must keep those people in a state of maladjustment. And this implies then that no matter how much integration you may bring about, the feeling of inferiority must be a constant in the black personality. No matter how many people you run for president, no matter how many mayors you get elected, no matter how many people you get on the board of IBM and the others, the basic sense of inferiority, the basic sense of dependency must remain a constant in the black mind. And I will indicate this, and I think this study, which occurred now some 40 years later, shows this to be the case. Dr. Clark shows surprise that after all of this time, this feeling is still there. I would not, and I don't think any student who's basically looked at the necessity of black people being out of their minds as being the foundation of European dominance would not be surprised. I think it was quite predictable. Remember, these children have this feeling of inferiority basically from the end of their second years. You can pick up this sense of inferiority as early as 3.5 years old. So it starts very early. And I'm still working through my mind the implications of that finding. We are talking about preschool children, not only children that are in school, but children who are having this feeling prior to school. This would, of course, indicate that, to a degree, that our environment is saturated with racism through TV, through the various media, through the pictures our walls, through the unconscious and conscious state, and influence the child's behavior and attitude starting in the womb itself. And I often start my developmental classes not with the prenatal period and how egg meets sperm, but with why do you have children in the first place? Because the reasons you have children will influence their development. It will influence them from the time they're in your womb until, of course, the day they die upon this earth. It would indicate then that to a degree and in some way the black community itself has been induced in helping to bring about a feeling of inferiority in its children. To a good extent, it is not so much the actions of racism that destroy us, the discrimination by white folk and Europeans, the kind of hatred that they express toward us as people that destroys us and gives us an inferiority complex. It is to a good degree how we as people react to these actions. Whether we believe the propaganda or not, whether we believe what the European actually has said. We cannot often control the behavior of other people, but we do have a greater control over how we react to that behavior. And to a good extent, the challenge of an Afrocentric education is to educate us in our tendencies to react. To a good extent, It would mean that the actions of racism apparently have induced some of us to accept racist propaganda and to really believe it, to internalize it. Once we internalize the propaganda, then we become social agents for the racists themselves. And to a good extent, then, the black family, once it internalizes the propaganda of Eurocentric racist, becomes a social agent for the racists and begins to produce the kinds of children that the racists want from the time of conception onward. It becomes instructive, you see, to look at a family not as something that just raises children, but a family to a good extent is the social agent of the society. It produces the kinds of children that the society says it needs and wants. The family looks out at the opportunity structure, at its own social position. It looks out at what it views as the future for its children, for its group, for its nation, and it inculcates those views into its children and rears its children in terms of those views, sometimes consciously and sometimes unconsciously. And in that way, it begins to create the children for the society. In a heavily segregated society, for instance, if your black boy or girl would have said some years ago that they wanted to be president of the United States, or that they were going to be president of the United States, how many of us, by being realistic, would have discouraged that view? You know, ain't no black man going to be this, or no black woman going to be that. Be real. And in the service of being real, by saying, well, I don't want him to be disappointed. I want to save him from racism and save him from the recognition one day that there are limitations to his aspirations. We quietly steer them toward a trade or a skill. Get this and get a job so you